Today, we're going to dig into the one single fundamental rule of economics. Seriously, this is the big one. It's the idea that shapes every single choice you make, and it explains why no matter what you've got, you can't ever really have it all.
So let's just start with a question that, we've all asked ourselves at some point. Why are we never truly satisfied? Why is it that the moment we get the one thing we really want, we just immediately start wanting the next thing?
Well, the answer starts with what you might call our inner wanting machine. It's this incredibly powerful, just relentless drive for more. It's all about our endless desires. Just think about it like this. You finally get your hands on the latest smartphone. You've been waiting for it, you've read all the reviews, it's fast, it's shiny, it feels perfect. But then, what happens? A few months later, a newer model gets announced. It's got a better camera, some new feature you didn't even know you needed, and all of a sudden, that perfect phone in your hand feels, well, a little dated. And that little voice pipes up again, right? I want the new one.
And look, this cycle isn't just about little gadgets. It applies to the biggest things in our lives. So picture this. You move into a brand new home, something you've worked so hard for. And for a while, it's absolutely everything you wanted. But before you know it, you find yourself dreaming of a bigger one. Maybe a second car in the driveway, or that incredible luxury vacation you saw online. And that right there is the key. Our wants are, for all practical purposes, unlimited. The second one is satisfied, there's always another one waiting right behind it. Okay, so if our wants are basically infinite, what about our ability to actually get all that stuff? Well, that brings us to the other half of the puzzle, what I like to call the planet's paycheck, the world's very, very limited resources. First up, we've got land. And in economics, land isn't just a patch of dirt. It means all our natural resources. We're talking oil, minerals, forests, the whole shebang. And the bottom line is, they are finite. There's only so much to go around, period. Then you have labor. This is all the human effort, both physical and mental, that goes into making things. And guess what? That's limited too. I mean, we all only have 24 hours in a day, right? Our time and our energy aren't endless. And don't forget capital. These are the man-made tools we use to create other things, all the machinery, the factories, the software. And building all of that takes time and money, which are, yep, you guessed it, also limited. And finally, there's enterprise. Now this is that special spark of innovation, that rare ability to combine land, labor, and capital in brand new ways to create something valuable. Not everyone has this skill, which makes it, by definition, incredibly scarce. So, what happens when our infinite, endless wants run smack into our finite, limited resources? Well, that's where we get the great mismatch. This is the exact point where these two worlds collide. And here it is, the whole problem laid out right in front of us. On one side, you've got our unlimited wants, and on the other, our scarce resources. This massive, fundamental conflict is exactly what economists call the basic economic problem. This conflict, this mismatch, it really reveals the entire point of economics in the first place. You could say that economics is simply the study of how we, as a society, manage our scarce resources. Or, to put it another way, it's the science of choice. Because this problem forces a universal consequence on every single one of us. It means we live in a world of choices. See, since we can't have everything, we are constantly being forced to choose. Just think about your own life. Do you spend your money on a night out now, or do you save it for that big trip later? That is a classic economic choice. And this isn't just a personal thing. It scales way up. Think about a big business. A supermarket chain has enough money to either open a bunch of new stores or invest heavily in its online delivery service, but it probably can't do both at full steam. It has to make a choice. And this goes all the way to the top, to governments. The UK government, for example, has a fixed annual budget. It has to decide how to split up those scarce funds. Should more money go to funding new hospitals or to building more schools? These are unbelievably tough choices with huge consequences for everyone. Okay, now before we wrap this up, there is one absolutely crucial distinction we have to make. People mix up the words scarcity and shortage all the time, but they are not the same thing at all. Here's the key difference. A shortage is temporary. Think about your local shop running out of milk. That's a fixable problem, right? They'll get more. But scarcity is permanent. It's the fundamental condition that our resources are always limited compared to our wants.
You can restock the milk, but you can't magically create more hours in the day. So, to put it as simply as possible, scarcity is forever. Shortages are just temporary hiccups. And it all boils down to that one core idea: unlimited wants clashing with limited resources. So, if you take away one thing, let it be this: our resources are scarce, but our wants are unlimited. That simple, powerful tension is the engine that drives every single choice we make, from what you decide to buy for lunch to how an entire nation invests in its future. And that leaves us with one final big thought. Since scarcity forces us to choose, every single decision we make has a hidden cost, the value of the thing we didn't choose. So the next time you have to make a decision, big or small, just ask yourself, what is this choice really costing me?